Hello everyone, and welcome to my presentations. My name is Jaden, and today I will be talking about social norms. For today's presentations, we'll go over the definitions of social norms, how social norm exists in society, how social norms also present at work, and how business can take advantage of social norms. And finally, I will go over some examples of social norms that has been done by other companies in the past. Now, let's go over the definitions of social norms. According to Oxford Dictionary, social norms are common standards within the social groups regarding socially acceptable or appropriate behavior in particular social situations. So as you can see, social norm is a habit when we tend to follow actions of other people because we see them do it and we also see the positive result that they achieve from following that pattern. We are raised and taught social norm throughout our life, and depends on the culture that you're in, you might have some distinct set of actions that are acceptable to your culture. But in general, social norm is the idea when people come together and create a patterns of actions and behavior that are acceptable to that particular group or regions. Social norm exists in many places in our life, but we can group them into three main groups. First are the social norms that exist in our personal life. As mentioned earlier, social norm is different by country and regions. And in each culture, there are specific thresholds of what is acceptable. We also see them at work. In business, social norms are also exist as unwritten rules. Employees are expected to show up on time, and the opposite as well. The company are expected to pay employee fairly and also support employee through health benefit, emotional support, and other forms of supports. We also see them as a more serious evolvement to more of a legal level. That is to organize a society and make everybody perform things a specific way. So those are actually essential. But for today's purpose of presentations, we're only talking about social norm in our personal life and social norm at work and how those two sort of related and work together. So let's talk about social norm first in our personal life. We are expected to perform specific responsibility as a citizen. So we should be a good citizen, we should recycle, we should not litter, we should contribute to our community, we pay taxes, we get employed, just the very basic rule that everybody follows and everybody does in society. We also see the same thing at work. For example, at work, companies are motivating employees to recycle as well to also reduce waste. And the company themselves are also taking actions to accommodate those principles, such as reducing their waste, going electric, helping better equality, equal pays, and everybody's sort of taking action towards a better future. So that's how social norms sort of shape not only your personal life, but also your life at work and the life of the company itself. Now let's talk about how business can utilize social norms and gain benefits from it. The two main questions is how can business benefit from social norms and how a social norm decisions can affect an organizations. First, how can business benefit from social norms? There are two ways to do it. They can first break through, which is mean be the first one to do something and receive attention and recognition from it. From example, a laundry detergents in India making a commercial about how laundry is not just only the wife's job, it's also the husband's jobs, the father's jobs. Everybody can contribute to doing laundry. And it received a lot of positive feedback from audience, especially male audience, who's saying that they are feeling the same and they are willing to contribute to do laundry. And obviously the company itself received a lot of recognition and obviously a lot of sales as well. So that's one example. Or for a smaller company or a newer company, it can also choose to follow, adapt to standards by other company and adopt social norm in everyday operations. For example, they can encourage the employee to recycle, perform the best work, become the better person, and just making everybody doing the right things and create a positive impact in both employee life and customer's life. How social norms decision affects an organization, which is the result that it gives. The first result is positive, is when a company adapts social norms and by doing the right thing, they receive good attention from customer and shareholder and creates a positive impact for both the company and their shareholders and their customers. The second effect will be negative. That happens when a company puts profit over the people's well-being and exploit the environments. And often those companies receive consequences from their shareholders and customers. The last one, which is more rare but also happens, which is a convergence effect, which is mean when you first initiative your actions, it was not supported by the public or your customers. But then, as time goes, they realize it is the right thing to do, and they in fact support your business. And at the end of the day, you gain a positive effects from it. Now that we know what social norm is and how it can potentially benefit our business, let's look at some example of social norm that has been applied by other companies in the past. For the first example, they use social norms to motivate employees to do the best work. Sweetgreens says to inspire healthier community by connecting people to real food. They also have a lot of commitment as well. For example, Sweetgreen is going carbon neutral on 2027. The second groups of companies use social norms to gain competitive advantage through differentiations and brand awareness. Similar to Sweetgreens, Apples are also planning to go carbon neutral by 2030s. And one of the steps is to be the first company to ship their product without a chargers. When the product was first launched in 2020, it received a lot of negative feedback from customers, saying that a $1,000 purchase should come with a chargers. But as time goes, other companies such as Samsung's and Google's are also realizing that the decisions made by Apple is in fact good for the planet and decided to follow their tactics. For Apple, by making the choice of not shipping their product without a charger may give them some negative feedback at first, but at the end, they ultimately receive support from other company and being praised by one of the first company to make the change happens. So in conclusions, social norms is the patterns of acceptable behaviors vary by country and regions. Social norms exist throughout our personal life and at work. And businesses can take advantage of social norms to rather motivate their employees to do the right thing and to do the best work, or break through social norm by being the first one to influence and receive recognitions for it. And that wraps up my presentation about social norms today. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.